What's up? What's up?
At the Pavilion. Hey, John, how are you?
Great, great. How you doing?
How's life treating you?
Great, man. Just working out, staying ready, and raising my kids. So that's all I'm doing.
Good for you. I was just thinking back. My first summer league here was your first summer league here as the #1 overall pick back in 2010. 14 years ago now. What do you recall about that? There was a ton of hype. This place was packed to watch you play.
Did he Dougie first?
Nah.
Oh, okay, all
I
right.
saved the Dougie for the home opener.
Okay, that was fun.
But it was dope, man. Like you said, your dream come true to get drafted, to come play for your team that took a chance on you, and get the fantasy opportunity the first time to see you play. So there was a lot of excitement, a lot of nerves, but I think I did a great job.
All these years later, what do you know about this event that you could give young John Wall advice on?
Just work hard every day. You know what I mean? The college game is great, but you're playing against grown men now, and it's a lot of great talent. And it really, sometimes you got to tuck your pride in this situation because a lot of these guys probably being the #1 option, probably average 25 and 30 on any team they've been on. Now they got to accept the role and be able to be a star in that role, and that's a tough part for a lot of young guys coming into the league.
And you were a young guy coming in, and you came in with the pressure of kind of turning the franchise around right from the start. You're watching another young guard right now, Rob Dillingham. He doesn't have that pressure, but what can you see or what advice would you give him coming into the league?
I know Rob since 7th grade. When he was in 7th grade from North Carolina, he played with Jeff McGinnis high school team combine. And I told him, same situation last year, like he's a scorer. But now they want him to be a point guard. So he asked me the other day, like, when do I score? When do I get everybody involved? I said, transition is your time to shine and half court. You got the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game, get everybody else shots that can't really create their own shot.
I'm keeping that advice from my young guards. I love that. Tell the young guards out there again, what's that advice right there?
You have
John Wall?
to. As a point guard, it's kind of, you can't build a point guard. They got to be basically a point guard already, but in transition, it's your time to shine and half court. Get your guys shots early on. So then when you're running in transition or you need somebody to help when you're penetrating, those guys are going to make the game easier for you. So that's what he's trying to figure out, when to be aggressive for himself or when to get his teammates involved. So that's a tough part of somebody that's transitioning to be a point guard.
It's an interesting thing you just said. You can't build a point guard. It's basically innate. It's a feel thing. And I tend to agree as an observer. What do you teach someone who, because of their size primarily, is being told, you got to be a point?
Well, now in the new league now, it really don't have a position. Like, you know, more like you came in, you was a 2 guard, you was a point guard. Now it's like you might have 2 guys that's 6 feet in the backcourt together. So
yeah, that's true.
It's a little different because the game has changed, but just got to figure it out. But like you said, find your role, find your niche, do whatever the coaches is asking you, work every day. And I think Rob's going to do that. I told him he got to get in the weight room a little bit, like he's missing little easy layups. But he'll get there, though. But it's more physical than probably what he's been through in his life.
Well, he's just 19. He'll have a chance to, doesn't have a wide frame, but he'll have a chance to put on some strength, certainly.
Oh, yeah, he put on some strength since going to college.
Yeah.
I put on like 30 pounds when I got to college. I was like 165, left at 195.
For you, John, obviously you have the great podcast. I always see you with your kids. You're always in the gym. Can you speak to what's going on right now? What do you want your next steps to be? Because you look like you can still go.
Yeah, for me, like, you know, I'm not giving up on my dreams of getting back into the league. I know it's a lot of stuff that I dealt with injuries and off the court, just dealing with my mom passing and having my son. But my focus is to still work hard, to come here and network, to be around teams. Whatever role it is, I'm willing to accept. You know what I mean?
So you'll play any role. The great John Wall will play any role right now for a team.
Yeah, because I've been the franchise guy before. I've been had that burden on my back. Like you said, I had to come in at 18, 19 to try to change the franchise around. And me, if it's going to a team and be a vet and teach the young guys how to be a point guard just to help, that's a development I'm willing to do. And then my next steps after that is probably going to coaching to be a GM. I love the game so much. I think I have a great IQ for it, and I just love being around the game.
You still got so much basketball left on. All this knowledge needs to be passed on.
Yeah, we always talk about, like, you came on our podcast this year and we talked about it, like, I live and sleep basketball. Like, I don't know what else I would do. I watch AAU kids. I have a team that's got 9th graders and 8th graders. I watch 17 under. I watch women's basketball. That's all I do every day. I'm watching this game. I'm about to go watch the Wizards versus the Rockets in a little bit, watch Reed Shepherd. So that's what I'm here for.
What do you like about the changes in the game, the evolution? You talked about the positionless nature of some of it in the time since you first entered the NBA back in 2010.
Well, if it was like this when I played, I probably would have averaged a little bit more points. More, I probably would have averaged 40.
It's wide open now. Yeah,
you're switching 1 through 5, and like now it's like
you're picking your matchup, right?
Yeah, it's just like basketball now is great. Now, don't get me wrong, guys shoot a lot of threes now, but it's like find your matchup that you like and attack it throughout the whole game. So you got to learn how to defend. So, like, before you could hide a little bit, now you can't hide now. We're going to keep running pick and roll until we find that matchup we want. But I love the game. There's more pace into it. It's not as much defense, really, but it's a lot of offense, and that's what the fans want to see. But I think they'll kind of get back to being more physical because how can I guard a guy like Maul or me or Derrick Rose or a Rob where you can't hand check when they're dribbling?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they changed that a little bit mid-season, which was strange,
Yeah.
I thought, but interesting, and probably tipped the scales more back to where I think a lot of fans and observers would like to see it, to give defenders a chance at least.
Yeah, we got so many great guys that's great defenders. You take away their ability, that's how they survived in the league. You know what I mean? That's how they found their role, they found their niche. And if you take that away, it's not fair to them. It's kind of like an offensive player. Like, if you can't be aggressive and use your contact and physicality, it doesn't work the same. So I think they'll get back to making it work.
John Wall coming to this league, 18, 19 years old with that speed, but people underrate your IQ and the mind you had and the way you were seeing things on the court. As good as you are and were, like, imagine that in this league, it would be something different. But now, being that veteran guy, like you said, teams, you guys hear him, he is still ready, still willing to help the next generation. It can still help in any capacity.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here,